Hello and welcome to my existential crisis. Honestly, this is one of those experiences that I'm very grateful to have. And frankly speaking, I hope and I think it's incredibly important that every person experience this at least once in their life. And I really think an existential crisis is just another way of saying that a person is extremely aware of their own mortality. I truly believe that so many of us in this world operate so blindly and frankly so arrogantly to believe that we have a tomorrow, that we are going to exist here in this life, in this earth tomorrow, that we're going to breathe the next second. And we place so much importance on our own life in the sense of what we experience and how we feel and what we deserve. And we are just so engrossed in this experience that we call life. We're so busy chasing whether it be material success or money or fame or stability or a career or a position or whatever goal that we have, and we attach ourselves and identity and our experience in life to that outcome, to that future vision. We set our 1 year, 1 month, 5-year plans for our life when we haven't really considered the fact that we may not exist till then. And even so, if we do exist, that achieving all those goals isn't going to make us live on this life any longer, nor are we going to take any of those things that we achieve and accomplish in this life with us. Our end is known. It's going to be wrapped in a little piece of cloth and buried under the ground for our bodies to rot, and our souls will no longer exist in this life. And if you really think about it, our life, each and every one of us' existence, is so small and insignificant, not just in the scale of this world and this earth and the universe and the solar system, but rather in the billions of people who have come before us and will come after us. And no matter how grand and accomplished and recognized the person is, their life ended just like any other person. And all that exists is a memory of them. But they're not here anymore to experience this life. And whatever they accomplished, whether it be money, fame, material success, or recognition, they didn't take with them. And so we spend our whole lives working towards something that is not lasting in the sense. Even our own life is not lasting. And we rob ourselves of the enjoyment and fulfillment of the present moment, so occupied with the future and the future goals that we forget to live in this very moment. And of course this can be very dangerous, because if you believe that, and if you recognize that this life is temporary, and as Muslims we believe that this is leisure and play, and this is so insignificant, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا لَعِبٌ وَلَهْوٌ, then what is it that you do in this life? Is it following your pleasures? Is it jumping on a hedonistic treadmill where you run yourself to compete with everybody else and racking wealth and material items and status and power? Is it having as many kids as possible? Is it just traveling the world? I mean, you will find that each and every one of those things, when you accomplish, will not fulfill you in the long run. You just be looking for more and more and more. And we're so attached to this life that we cannot even fathom the idea of leaving, which is why death is a concept and a topic that is taboo and not often spoken of, and is seen as a mood killer. But being aware of your mortality, I really think, is so essential because it makes you face the reality of this life and makes you focus on what really is truly important. And so when you realize that you're just on a treadmill doing what everybody else around you is doing, chasing a timeline that is predetermined from them, which is graduate and go to school and graduate and secure that job and buy that house and get married and have those kids and work till retirement and then you die, you realize that you really don't have to follow that path. And I believe that a successful life is one that you choose for your own self. And as Muslims, we are blessed with actually having a meaning to life because we believe there is eternal life after this temporary one. And that our eternal purpose is to enter into Jannah, to heaven, and have our Creator be pleased with us on this earth. Yet how much of our energy and our focus and our time and efforts and conversations that we have with the people around us are actually geared towards that? How much of our self-identity and self-worth do we attach to our accomplishments on this earth, whether it be success of a business or success of a career or your income level or where you're at in life or what you've accomplished? And so there's so much that we say with our tongues, but we actually do not believe in our hearts. And I believe that so many of us Muslims as well are so attached to this life in their hearts that they forget the real purpose of why we're here. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And Allah says that He has not created us except to worship Him. But of course, that doesn't mean we're meant to just stay in our homes or masajid and pray and read the Quran and not do anything else in life but worship Him the whole time. But of course our work and our play and being outside with friends and family and community is all part of ibadah. But truly, what is driving us in life? What is driving you to go to work with full-on conviction, with full-on excitement for the opportunity that you have in the day, with full-on zealousy to push and work so hard beyond your comfort levels to actually excel in this life? What prevents you from just coasting and doing the bare minimum? And really a lot of the times that what drives us is something that is attached to this life, in the sense that we would love how we would feel when we accomplish that financial goal, or how good we will feel when we accomplish that promotion or succeed in that business. And it's not really tied to the hereafter. And a question that really filters out what your intentions are as a Muslim, I believe, is how would you feel if today was your last day? Or how would you feel if you had 1 week or 1 month or 1 year to live? And those questions are truly important, because if today was your last day and you're not ready to go, that means your focus was not on the right site. It was not on the hereafter. And that you're so attached to this dunya. And that you're not yearning to meet your Creator. And at the same time, when I ask you what your life would be if you were to go in a year or in a month, would your life change in any way? Would your priorities change? Would you working overtime at work or on your business be affected at all? And if it is, then it just shows that your focus was more aligned to this life. And if you give that up because you got news that you're going to leave this world in a year, that means your focus wasn't really truly for the focus and the pleasure of Allah and to worship Him. Because so many of us say things that our work is worship for Allah. And so if you were told that you're going in a year, you would continue doing that. And you wouldn't change a thing, and that is a sign that you were on the right path. And so, I truly believe that a true believer has this life, has this dunya in his hand and not his heart. And that is something very easy to say on the tongue, but not easy to internalize in the heart. And the biggest pitfalls that I, for example, fall into, and that stops me from accomplishing what I set out to accomplish, that I realize that I attach expectations and attachments to an outcome. That I am doing this work so that I achieve this result, this outcome in the world. And if I fail to achieve that outcome, then I have failed in my life, and that the work that I've been doing was useless. But the reality is, if what you are doing is truly for the sake of Allah, then you will be rewarded as if you have accomplished it, if that is your true intention. And so, whether you've reached your goal or not doesn't matter. Whether you were to die today or next year doesn't matter, as long as your intention was truly for Him, to have an impact in this world and for the people here for Him. And so, you're no longer doing the work in attachment to an outcome and an expectation that it should happen, but you're doing the work in full surrender and in full service to your Creator. And you get fulfillment and drive from going hard with intensity every day, regardless of whether you get the results or not. And I think a lot of us, when we say that you shouldn't place importance in this life, in this dunya, and that you should focus on the hereafter, we have this very limited view that a Muslim should be weak in this life and shouldn't have any aspirations to accomplish anything. On the contrary, I think if you truly do not have this world in your heart and you're unaffected by it and you see the reality of it, that truly the opinions of people around you don't matter at all, because in 100 years, everybody, including yourself and everybody that you care about their opinions, and everybody on this earth, and everybody I'm talking to right now, you just simply won't exist. And all the thoughts that are in the head and the judgments, they don't really matter. And so when you have the dunya out here and not in your heart, then you're truly free to live authentically and boldly and courageously to levels that you haven't even imagined before. When you truly live for the sake of Allah and detach from this world, and you no longer have this fixated vision of an outcome, and you truly have a deep, hard look into why you're doing something and set your intentions straight and have a purpose to why you're doing it, and you're no longer limited by expectations or outcome, you're going to be unstoppable. Because then you would be putting in the work day in, day out, just regardless of whether your outcome is there or not. Whether this video has 0 views or 1 million views, if I truly set my intentions in my heart that is truly for the sake of Allah, that Ya Allah, here I am going through this phase, realizing this reality of life, and I'm putting out this video for your sake, to help and inspire everyone else that may be going through the same thing, or anybody else that may be going through this in the future, whether I'm here or I'm gone. I'm doing this truly for your sake, and that I have the intention to help and inspire as many people as I can, including myself. Then whether this gets 0 views or 1 million views, whether this camera crashes and the footage gets deleted and the time that I've spent here is gone, in my heart I'll be content. And realize that my work hasn't gone to waste just because it hasn't materialized in real life in terms of material success, in terms of views or money or wealth. But it was a complete success just because I took that action and I sacrificed time and I sacrificed my energy, something for the sake of Allah, because in my heart I've set that intention when I'm doing this video, then you realize that that is where true success is. And the irony of this is, when you let go of an outcome, when you stop caring what people think of you, when you take the dunya out of your heart and truly focus it for the sake of Allah, when you truly sacrifice your life and realize how insignificant you are in the grand scheme of things, and that you are a humble servant of Allah, this success, the material success, is just going to come to you. Because imagine if day in, day out, you put out this video every day, even though you're not getting any results, because your heart and your mind is set in the right way, then your chances of success in this life just increase. And there is no doubt that this world rewards the disciplined, rewards the dedicated, rewards those who put in the effort every single day. And the only way for you to be able to do that with peace and contentment and joy in your heart, if you are doing this for a purpose that is beyond your own life, beyond your own expectations, beyond your attachments to temporary worldly outcomes. But as long as you do it for the sake of the one and only that never dies, your Creator, that is always there before you were here and after you're gone. And that is when you truly achieve success, not only in the hereafter, but also in this dunya, because it's just gonna crawl to you. Because you're operating at a level higher than anybody else that is doing this for fame, higher than anybody else that is worried about what people will think of them, higher than anybody else that is attached to an outcome, higher than anybody else that expects to be somewhere when they're not. But just having peace and contentment in your heart, that you're truly doing it for Him. And whether you live tomorrow or you live 100 years, you're just going to keep doing the same thing. And so I truly believe that we should all have a deep, hard look into why we're doing things, into the true reality of life, and not living arrogantly into believing that we're going to be here tomorrow, that we are blessed with an insane opportunity to be breathing in life. And we should not waste a single minute, a single day in life without living with full-on excitement, full-on gratefulness, full-out patience for any suffering or calamity that we may face. And that is only achieved by detaching, really. By detaching from outcomes, certain outcomes that we have in our head about this life, and truly dedicating it for the sake of Allah. And I truly believe this is how, as Muslims, we not only help ourselves, but we help the community as a large. And everything that you seek in this world will just come crawling to you when you detach from it in your heart. When it's no longer in your heart, then it will come to you without you suffering every day for it, without you beating yourself up for it. And so, if there's one thing I'm going to leave you with today, is question why you're doing something, and question how your life would change if I told you you had a month or a year to live. And that is your sign to recognize what is truly important in your life, and to living a life with no regrets. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.